What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Lockdown Career Mode. This is episode number 27, and today we have got two massive games in the Premier League. Arsenal at home as we look for our first scalp of the save so far, and then West Ham away in London. Right now 5 points clear of us in the table as both of us are trying to cling on to a chance at European football next season. I'm also going to try and make a new signing in today's episode as well, so we have tons of stuff to get through. Let's just get straight to it. As for the transfer budget remaining for January, thanks to everyone by the way that has been suggesting me players, 5.6 mil we can spend in this window, 58 grand in the wage budget too, and I have talked about it before. I wouldn't be against a pre-contract player. I'm scouting quite a few of them right now, but the one that's currently on the shortlist, I really like the look of. Isaac Hayden, I'm a big fan. Medium-high work rates, 4-star weak foot, strong, got good stamina, mentally really solid as well, and technically looks like a great defensive midfielder. He's got the team player trait as well. And, you know, don't forget, with Sam Basso, we have just signed him to a contract extension, but 31 years old, he's not going to be around forever. He's not going to be in his prime forever. We need someone that can do that role long term. I think Hayden, personally, would be perfect for his replacement. We know just how important So is to this team, and it's why, despite the fact his stats are declining, we continue to start him. He's just the anchor man in this squad. Hayden, 4 ratings higher, 6 years younger. And, you know, I still believe at 25 years old, about to enter his prime right now, he could probably grow a couple of ratings and get into the low 80s. And yeah, with his stats as well, he'd be perfect for us. And as you can see, he doesn't want much of a wage increase either. This would be an absolute bargain on a free transfer. Take out that big goal bonus there, even though he'd probably never meet it. And also reduce the signing bonus to 250 grand. I'm going to give him a slight wage increase to 40 grand a week. I think that would be fair and relatively realistic there. And let's see if Isaac will accept that deal after taking out the big bonus. And is he going to come in? He is indeed. Isaac Hayden will be the long-term successor for Sam Basso. We needed one. We've got one. Welcome, Isaac. Huge fan of his game. Absolutely huge fan. I think he's one of those players that, you know, he does the dirty work, you know, and that's what Samba does in this team. Those medium-high work rates, the good stamina, the good strength, the good mental understanding, and defensive stats too. This is what we needed, a long-term successor for him, and now we've got one arriving next year. Oh, and as I'm advancing to the Arsenal game, we've just had the draw for the FA Cup 4th round, where Nottingham Forest, after making it past Wolves, will face in the round of 32... Sheffield United. Oh, can you believe it? The Blades, who were relegated last season, now playing Championship football. We had them last year, if you remember, in the Carabao. In this round. It was this exact round, wasn't it? The FA Cup 4th round, I believe. Is that right? I think it is. We've got them again anyway. 4th round, the FA Cup. The Blades, bring them on! So first game of the big doubleheader today as the Gunners come and take us on at the City Ground, fresh off our win away against Bournemouth in our last match. Right now Arsenal are just 1 point and 1 place below us in the table right now, so both teams need the 3 points here to keep pace with West Ham if they're to qualify for Europe next season. Huge game, haven't had a scalp so far in the season, but let's hope this is our first. Come on, Nottingham Forest. That's such a critical goalless draw away at Old Trafford, but we only just about survived right at the end. I'll never forget that crazy final sequence, but again, you know, I said before, and I'll say it again, oftentimes you guys do ask me about the difficulty of this save, and I do play most games on Legendary, but the big games are all on Ultimate, and I believe I am starting to get slightly better, and right on cue as Jamie Vardy makes it 1-0 at defending. Probably spoke a little bit too soon there. There are, of course, just certain goals, though, that are just so hard to defend. Whipped cross into the middle, and Joe and Mason allow Vardy to run in between the pair of them, and he beats Sam to the ball, who, to be fair, was quite slow getting off his line. 10th goal of the season for the former Leicester man. Arsenal have the lead. I do think Holman needs a huge tweak for next year's FIFA, no doubt about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad to have it in the game. It was certainly required, but as I mentioned before, there are too many inconsistencies with the difficulty, but also at times it feels like the way it's become much harder to win on this difficulty is by impairing your own players, and that doesn't really teach you to become better at a game. It just frustrates you. So the amount of 50-50 balls that go against you on Ultimate as well is crazy. It's bad enough the AI are increased so much more on Legendary, but again, your own players seem weaker and slower and so off the pace. 2-0 down, game's over. I don't know whether you guys agree with me here or not, but this is my issue with Ultimate. You know, again, it's not about the fact that the AI play better. It's about the fact that the AI have their stats increased and become superhuman at times, and your team are just so much slower and so much considerably and noticeably weaker. That doesn't teach you to become better at the game, and that's not how difficulty should work. The AI should be able to play better and get their goals through, again, you know, a better play style, you know, a harder play style. When 50-50 balls just never go in your favour, when they are just so much quicker off the mark, such a more powered team, and your team is so much weaker, slower, and impaired in every single area, it doesn't teach you anything. It doesn't help you become a better player. It just makes you so annoyed. Well, I was really optimistic for the game after the draw at Old Trafford, but today, 3-0 down at half-time, and Vardy's bagged a hat-trick, scoring with every single shot he's taken. I thought Samba could have stopped the second one, to be honest, but either way, 3-0 down, it's over. It's like you saw for the second goal today, Samba beating at his near post and, you know, quite frankly just did not react, was so flat-footed. Third goal there, Joe Worrell trying to get the ball away with him and he just didn't react on time, whereas Vardy was in. And again, it's Grealish this time and it's 4-0. It's just, I mean, they're just pushing us off the ball and just slicing us open like a hot knife through butter. Man, oh man, here they come again. I mean, look at how quick they are. They're lightning. And I know these are fast players, but goodness gracious me. Vardy's snapshot denied by a fabulous save by Samba. Thank the Lord he's coming off. Unstoppable today. And that header has found the back of the net. Man on the line. I pressed circle. Saka didn't react. The players are just constantly out of position as well, and every single 50-50 pull is dropping to the AI. This is, I mean, come on. Watson makes the tackle, we drop straight back to the Gunners, and it's 6. It is 6. Every tackle, every 50-50 battle, it's fallen to Arsenal today. 6-0. Impairing your team's ability significantly and raising the AIs by about 10 times the amount is not the way forward, EA. Please do something about Ultimate next year. It sucks the fun out of the game. Not a single shot taken in the game. Couldn't even get close to their goal in the match. And Arsenal scored with every single one on target. And West Ham just beat Leicester as well. So what that means is we'll now drop down to 7th, I believe. The Gunners will leapfrog us. And now West Ham will go 8 points clear in the race for 6th. Such a damaging defeat. There's a reason why I prefer playing Legendary now. It's just so much more fun. You know, we've had some results on Ultimate in this series, but Legendary is just such a more enjoyable difficulty. Ultimate makes me want to tear my bloody hair out. So on the back of that, I'm going to move straight into the second game of today's episode. Now 8 points behind West Ham in 6th. We're a whopping 15 points off Chelsea in 5th right now, and now dropping to 8th place as well. We must get back on track here at the London Stadium, otherwise any chance of finishing in the Europa League place is going to be all but gone with 14 games to go. Huge battle here, need to get back to winning ways. And the FA Cup game coming next weekend, this one here in midweek. We've got the second leg against Manchester United in 7 days' time as well in the EFL Cup semi-final. Such big games coming in such a short space of time. Our boys need to show their mental and physical toughness here if we're to get past this rough patch. As Bell finds Travis and King offloads to Ollie Watkins. Great first touch and the finish. Blazed wide. Ollie Watkins. He's just had that sort of season. Can't remember whether it's 5 or 6 Premier League goals for Ollie at the moment. As Yates looks to send him through and his shot is blocked and Pablo Fornal's clear, but either way it's not quite what I was hoping. I thought he was going to be our go-to guy this season, but he really has struggled to adapt to life in the top flight. I definitely think with 5.6 mil in the budget, 2 weeks to go, a new striker, I'm not against it. Lanzini trying to turn his man, it's a lovely through ball, and Samba makes a brilliant save on the one-on-one to keep us still tied at 0-0. We cannot afford back-to-back defeats. Manuel Lanzini through to Jared Bowen. As the former whole man finds Souček, Hammer's building a chance here, building a really good chance. Mason with the tackle, and Samba gets it away, and a chance for a break here with Ryan Yates leading the counter. Oh, surely it's a brilliant ball. And it's been that sort of season for Ollie Watkins. Travis turns and can't pull the trigger. We need a new striker. Just don't have the confidence in Ollie like I used to. I think he's more than good enough to be a squad striker here, but in terms of the main man, I'm not sure he can handle the pressure. Lanzini's ball cleared by Mason, but I should have left it really. I should have left it really. Why didn't I leave that for Samba? Individual errors. It's going to be back-to-back defeats for Forest. One of those moments where you just think, Jesus, what on earth was I thinking there? Awful. Absolutely awful. West Ham will get the win. Any chance of finishing in the top 7 is gone. Mistakes prove you human. No doubt about that. But tonight, Mason and Ollie, our two main pieces for the future, have really underperformed. As Watkins heads that corner off target. It's just been that sort of night. Watkins wins it back. And now Cash is going to try and send him down the right-hand side. It's a lovely first touch, to be fair. And he stepped in field. Oh, and he scored! Ollie Watkins has finally scored. Busts out the trademark celebration. And finally, it's 1-1. Pluck that ball out of the sky with a lovely first touch. Splits two defenders and then drills it with a weaker foot. Ollie, why haven't you shown that on a more consistent basis this season? 1-1. Well, it's been a tough night for Mason tonight. I mean, he's been targeted all game long by West Ham, putting the press on him. You know, 17 years old, you got to expect individual poor performances from time to time. But remember last season, he bounced back, and I believe he can do it again. And with Ollie Watkins rescuing the teenager, we do manage to claim a point. Lose this game and it would have been all over. Instead, our European dreams remain just about alive. Definitely should have won the game though, no doubt about it. Big opportunity missed tonight to not cut the gap. And again for Mason, you know, he will bounce back. He will bounce back. Last season, if you remember in that game against Sunderland, I think it was, he had an absolute shocker, but then returned in the next game by scoring his first goal for the club. He will bounce back. And the biggest concern for me remains the goals. Yes, a lot of our game is built on solid defence, but only 25 in 24. I mean, that's not good enough. And whilst we don't really have the money to sign one of these strikers permanently that we were looking at in the summer, other than Loic Remy, who I don't really want, Edin Dzeko is actually out of contract at the end of the season. He's the highest rated out of the 4. He's got the leadership trait, which you know I love. 5-star weak foot, 6'4", mentally really solid, and technically still has it as well. I wouldn't be against trying to get this guy in for a different option next year when the pace isn't working. Well, if he takes a pay cut, I'll bring him in. But he's going to need to take a big pay cut to come in, which quite frankly, I can't see him doing. 65 grand a week, 100 grand sign-on bonus, but really, I can't see him accepting this. No, well actually, maybe. Come on Edin, accept this deal. Accept this deal. You know you want to come to the City ground for your final couple of years. You know you want to be a mentor to our young players. Edin Dzeko is in. It's a pricey contract, it's a big gamble, but I think it's what we need. Edin, welcome. Josh King has 5 in 16. Tyrese has 2 in 8. Ollie has 7 in 23. Not a single one of our strikers this season has a goal to game ratio as good as 1 in every 3 games. And that needs to change if we're to take the next step. And when you look at the type of strikers they are as well, they're all the same. They're all rapid players with good movement. But that's all well and good every now and then, but sometimes you need a different option. We haven't got height in this team. Edin Dzeko is tall. And when you combine that height with the 5-star weak foot and the leadership trait too, I think Edin Dzeko as a squad striker and a different option is exactly what we need. A great mentor for the younger players, fantastic technicals, and a different option too. I can't wait to use him next season. I think he's going to be a great signing. And that will end today's episode of the Lockdown Career Mode as well, guys. So a massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode featuring Sheffield United in the 4th round of the FA Cup, then the second leg of our EFL Cup semi against Manchester United very soon.